Hey, gun people. Uh, I'm kind of okay with this guy's actions, even though he's being kind of sarcastic and he's probably in the wrong, but his actions are probably going to be ruled justified. And somebody's going to come here and go, well, how was he in the wrong? Well, look, he's delaying and obstructing this guy. He's not really following things, but because cops are shooting everybody, he's going to have a valid defense to say, hey, I'm keeping my hands up. I don't want to grab this. So even though he was told to leave, he's going to be arrested for trespassing. This cop, the way he holds his gun and the way he's kind of arguing with him and the way he acts, this cop is on uneven ground. He doesn't promote self-assuredness. He doesn't promote that he knows what he's doing. He's kind of Weasley in his kind of doing this. Now, the video is like, oh, he was going to shoot him until he saw he was being filmed. He wasn't going to shoot him, but he kind of, his attitude may have changed. But the cop is wearing a camera too. So let's see how this goes.
Huh? Can you tell me what I did wrong?
Okay. Shut your car off.
What I do wrong?
Shut your car off.
Come on, shoot me.
Shut your car off.
He wanna shoot me.
Got a gun.
Where?
The guy yells he's got a gun. Now, I have no clue why the hell he said that or what he saw. But to yell that, and the guy goes, where, and puts his hands up, leads me to believe there is no gun. This guy, but, you know, he could have saw something that looked like a gun. He could have saw him reaching. I don't know. His hands were going down. I'm not trying to defend the cop, but it sure seems like the cop just made that shit up. But we don't know. I mean, it's easy to say, if you hate cops, he made it up. And if you don't hate cops, then, well, we don't know what he said, and we don't know what he saw. And, I mean, reasonably, we don't know what he saw, and we don't know why he said it. But we do know the guy was asked to leave. He didn't leave. He came back. He told him to turn the car off. He hasn't turned the car off. He wants to argue about why are you stopping me. He hasn't shown any ID. He hasn't been cooperative. So we know that much for sure because we're seeing that. But we don't know if there is or is not a gun.
Gun.
Where?
Shut the car off.
Where? My hand in the air.
Shut the car off.
Okay, if he saw a gun and he's holding his gun like this dude's a goober. Okay, I don't know what the hell academy he's in. He's got a sloppy stance. He's got the flashlight up here. He doesn't have a good solid, tactical 60-40 balanced stance. He's holding his freaking gun almost upside down, and he's yelling a gun. His body language does not tell me that he is in fear of his safety. He's got a light and a gun drawn, and he may say he was in fear, but his stance and body language does not tell me he was in fear.
Shut.
Nah, hey, come shut the car off. I ain't moving my hands. He trying to shoot me. He trying to shoot me.
Shut the car off.
I ain't moving. No, my hand in the air.
Shut.
Another thing that seems kind of odd is this guy has yelled gun, and he has his gun out, and there's two officers back here that are like, yeah, whatever. Look at these two officers back here behind him.
Shut.
Hey, come
He's
shut
got
the
his
car
gun
off.
out.
I ain't moving my
If I
hands.
see
He
a
trying
cop
to
with
shoot
his
me.
gun out, I
He trying to
usually
shoot
run
me.
with my gun out to
Shut
help
the
him.
car off.
These
I
guys
ain't
are
moving.
like,
No,
where's my gun
my
over
hand
there?
in the air.
That's Billy Bob
My
with his
hand
gun
in the
out.
air. My hand in the air. My.
Is he really scared because he's not watching his hands or watching the car? That he has time to look away? Well, Rick, he was just distracted. He didn't know what. Look, if I think a guy has a gun and I'm getting him out of the car and he's under arrest, I ain't taking my eyes. I don't care what the hell's going on over there. This guy is supposedly a legitimate threat and he's in fear of his life. He's not holding his gun like he's in fear. He doesn't have stance like he's in fear. And he's looking away and no other cop is coming. So this cop seems like he has some issues. If I was evaluating this tape, kind of say, yeah, he looked like he was in fear. Yeah, he was really in fear. Yeah, a reasonable officer with the same training as him would probably do this the same way. Hell no. Some knucklehead that hasn't graduated the academy may do it this way, but any officer with any experience probably wouldn't do it this way, which tells me this guy's probably a goober. But I don't know. It's just what I'm seeing on the video here.
Hand in the air. My hand in the air.
These units at Midland Heights.
My hand in the air. My hand in the air.
All you got to do is drive off.
So we went from gun to now we're going to start talking about you didn't drive off and that's why we're here. Really? So because I didn't drive off, you're going to holler gun, draw your gun, and say that I've got a gun in the car and risk my life. Because make no mistake about it, when a cop yells a gun, he's putting this guy's life in danger. I mean, that should be probably classified as an assault, if not assault with a deadly weapon, if you yell somebody has a gun when you know they don't around a bunch of cops. Because, I mean, that if a citizen yelled, he's got a gun and a cop shot him, you would be charged with a crime because the cop shot that guy. So if he's yelling gun and there's no gun, then his ass needs to be held accountable. And he wants to argue about you should have drove off. Now, look, from a cop perspective, I get it. It's irritating. You get called these calls. People out here fighting, hanging out. The manager calls, says, hey, these guys are going to start in trouble. I don't want a shooting. I want them removed. They're all trespassing. You show up and you go, get the hell out of here. You turn on your siren. Some of them leave. Some of them don't. Some of them circle back. Some of them throw beer out the car. They all try to provoke to do something. And it's like most cops, if they got real shit to deal with, they're like, I'm not going to mess with this B. Whatever. Do your shit. Just leave. As long as you freaking leave and get out of my hair, I'm good. This guy wants to go to gun, draw his gun, say the guy's got a gun. Now he wants to argue about he didn't leave the parking lot. All that is inconsistent to me, and it doesn't paint a consistent picture of fear of my life. I was in the performance of my duties. I actually thought I saw a gun. You know, I was looking away behind me. I'm holding my gun like freaking, I don't know who, but whatever.
What I was doing? What was I doing? What was I doing? My hands in the air.
This female quota hire ain't moved. You got another cop fighting with somebody over here. You got this guy with his gun out, and this girl ain't moved from the hood of her car. She's just standing there. La 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 la. I need to go get a nail job tomorrow. Man, I'm not gonna mess up my hair. I just paid $5 to get my hair fixed. What the hell? What kind of agency is this? I mean, there's just a lot of things that seem kind of odd on this.
My hands in the air.
Why don't you comply with the lawful order?
When a cop starts saying failure to comply with a lawful order, that tells me they don't know the law. They're running around just trying to think of something. He's still got this guy at gunpoint. This guy doesn't want to put his hand down. Is this guy no person? Yeah. But he's saying, I don't want to put my hands in because you're going to shoot me. You're crazy, dude. You got a gun at me. You said I had a gun in my car. I already know you're a freaking liar because I ain't got no gun in the car. So in this guy's mindset, is he acting reasonable? I think he is. He's still being an obstructionist. He's still arguing. He still wants to ask questions. He still wants to delay the officer. He still doesn't want to comply. He wants to be a pain in the ass. All that is fine, but it's not enough to be criminally charged and freaking have a gun pointed at you and for a cop to yell gun and maybe other cops come over and shoot your ass. But let's see how it goes.
My hands in the air.
I'm not going to shoot you, but you're not going to move those hands.
My hands in the air.
I'm not going to shoot you. Then why the hell are you still pointing a gun at him? How do you know you're not going to shoot him? If he's got a gun in the car, why are you telling him you're not going to shoot? If I know a guy's got a gun in the car, dude, if your hand goes anywhere near that gun or I think you're moving a gun, I'm going to shoot you and fill you full of holes. Don't reach for that damn gun. This guy has said I got a gun and now he's saying I'm not going to shoot you. Man, this guy, I would tear his ass up on a stand for credibility.
My hands in the air. You telling me to shut my car off so you can shoot me. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now.
This guy is literally, his mind is like, what do I do? He won't comply. I can't shoot him. I've already got my gun out. I'm scared to grab him alone. I got other officers behind me, but they're not coming to help. What do I do? This is a standoff. They used to call it a Mexican standoff. I don't know if you can call that anymore without having freaking YouTube police coming out here screaming, oh my God, he said Mexican standoff. How dare he? I don't freaking know.
Come on now. Come on now. Shoot me. Hey, get in your car.
So he's intentionally now shining his flashlight at the camera. He's trying to cause washout of the camera so it can't videotape. Why? If I had a guy with a gun in the car, I don't give a shit what the camera's filming. I'm keeping the car illuminated with his hand to make sure he doesn't grab the gun. Another inconsistent behavior and action from the officer that tells me he's either lying or making shit up or it's not consistent with what he's yelling at this guy.
I'm filming too.
Oh, it's in my name. It's registered. It's registered. Shoot me.
I'm filming too.
So now the guy is taunting him saying, shoot me. Is that smart? Probably not. Is it illegal? No. Is he obstructing and delaying the officer? Yes. If the officer would have said, dude, I've asked you to turn the car off. You're under arrest. If you want to wait for other officers, that's fine. But as soon as they get here, you're going in custody. Keep your hands wherever you want them as long as they don't go near the gun. I don't give a shit. We'll stand here until I get a couple more units to get you out of the car. I wouldn't have a problem with that. But this cop isn't doing that. He's arguing about why he didn't leave. And now he's arguing about, I'm filming too. Well, you're filming. Really? I'm so scared of you, I got to have my gun out. Now I'm going to start arguing about, well, if you're filming, I'm filming. Well, if you're filming, I'm filming. Really? Is that consistent with it? Man, I'll tell you what. If this guy arrests anybody, a defense attorney ought to be showing this tape about can this officer be trusted and is what he's saying on the stand really true? Because he's like, just by his behavior, lying like 15 times in his video already.
I'm filming. I ain't did nothing.
You failed to comply with a lawful order.
What
You
I
were
do?
told to
I
leave the parking lot.
was pulling off. I couldn't hit
You
his car.
You notice there's an officer standing behind him now? And you also notice that officer doesn't have his gun out. Why aren't these officers saying, dude, why is your gun out? Why is there a gun in the car? Why don't we believe you? Why aren't we yanking this guy out of the car? Why don't we have our guns out if your gun's out? Inconsistent behavior between these officers. I mean, I was watching this. I'm kind of like, what the hell? Is this a skit with mall cops?
Back.
I couldn't hit his car. How I come back? How did I come back?
You
Shoot.
never left the parking lot.
I just pulled up when they called me and told me, oh, that we.
Cop's got both his hands down by his side. Don't even have his hand on his gun. You got an officer at gunpoint on a dude, and you got another officer doesn't even have his hand on his gun. Either this guy is a shit officer safety dude, or he knows that this guy always pulls his freaking gun for bullshit. Something is going on here, because this is not consistent at all.
Finna go to Jonesboro. We leaving from Jonesboro.
Step out the car.
Got another, is that the same woman that was standing by the car? She's walking away. So this guy's at gunpoint. Is that guy got a taser in his hand maybe? Maybe he does have a taser.
Hey, I'm not putting I ain't touching that thing. He trying to shoot me. Hey, you come put it in the.
So now he put his gun away after a guy's in a car that he yelled gun. Does that make any sense to anybody? Does that, everything that he's done said he lied about saying a gun. And to me, he just blew it from that point on. I don't know what happened to this dude, but this is a total BS cop that did a lot of things wrong.
Park. You put it in park.
Step out the
What
car.
you pushing my hand for?
Step out the car.
What you pushing my hands for? Hey. What you pushing my hands for?
this dude in the car, he's got one hand back here and he's still got his hand fully exposed videotaping this dude.
What you pushing my hands
Step out the
for?
car.
How can I step out the car? What you pushing my hands for? Come on now.
We're going to get out
Come
the
on
car
now.
one way or the other.
Hey, you gonna put it in park? I'm not, because you trying to shoot me,
Step
bro.
out the
Come
car.
on. Put it in park for me. Yes, sir. Come
Put
on.
it out. Put
Come
it in
on.
park for you. How am I going to put it in park?
I'm telling him to put it in park. I'm not talking to you. You trying to shoot me. What you pushing my
You trying to shoot me? Now, does anybody believe that this guy is really scared that this guy's going to shoot him? He's not scared. This is not any way, shape, or form that he really thinks he's going to get shot. He knows he's pushing this guy's button. He knows that this guy ain't got nothing, and he's being obstructionist and a pain in the butt. Maybe this is the day that two fools met, but regardless, both these guys are acting kind of like idiots.
arms back for? What you pushing my arms back for? Come on. Come on. Come on. Hey, put it in park for me.
And the camera goes blank here. All right. Look, you can take it for what it's worth. Totality of circumstances. You can't review this as, hey, the cop said a gun, he drew his gun. Okay, that's authorized, we can move on. That's not it. You have to look at the totality of circumstances. And the totality of this cop's behavior, man, was horrible in my book. But that's my opinion. I'm sure I'm going to have the blue lovers here too. Well, you always picking on the cops, man. You just hate them. Look, I call it like I see it. We'll end it there. Argue it out in the comments.